Así es que me gusta, ya tú sabes. Échale candela. Let's get loud. 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 Turn the music up to hear that sound. Let's get loud. Let's get loud. Ain't nobody gotta tell you what you gotta do.
I could do that, did you?
Good afternoon, everybody. I had to look at the calendar. Today is May 5th, we'll say, is when you're seeing this. And this is NuPath Live. My name is Dan Harrison. I'm your host. You're seeing this on the 5th, but we're actually recording it. I've looked at my calendar on the 3rd, Tuesday the 3rd. The reason for this is because tomorrow, on Wednesday, the 4th, ADDP is hosting what they call the LEAD Conference. Now, ADDP is the trade organization in Massachusetts. I happen to sit on the board of directors for ADDP and actually a clerk on the executive committee of the board. And so this is kind of a big deal. It's going to be in person. So this is the first time we've been at a full conference in person, although it's slightly scaled back from our many years of it being at the DCU Center with 900 people in attendance. This is going to be a smaller amount than that. But the theme is inspire, motivate, and encourage. And it's being geared towards CEOs and senior managers in working on and providing different techniques for helping our staff, our organizations in this post-pandemic environment with all of its challenges and the workforce crisis and all the other things that are at the top of our minds. So tomorrow, when we're at the conference, I thought it would be fun to give you guys a little window into what we're all doing there. And so my plan is, if I'm successful, is to just do a bunch of random recordings to let you talk to some of the different people from NuPath that are going to be attending, and maybe get our reaction to some of the things that are happening during the day. We'll put it all together, and we'll have something pre-prepared for Thursday afternoon because we've got some other scheduling conflicts. That was a lot to say, but just set it up and for you to hopefully enjoy this very different approach to NuPath Live. Again, to give you a window into what's going on and why senior management was away from work for the better part of the day on Wednesday. And yeah, we're optimistic. We're going to be able to bring some things back that are important to our long-term strategy. And yeah, and I'll be back at the end to close things up. So sit back, enjoy, and hear what we went through at ADDP's Conference and Expo, May 4th. Inspire, motivate, and encourage, the theme. All right, here it is. Hey everybody, I am here the night before the conference tomorrow, and with Ted Horn. And
Hi.
Ted is on the conference and training committee for ADDP. And to my surprise, when I came down to help out, get ready, Ted was already here. So doing our service, Ted.
We are.
What do you think about tomorrow? Is it going to be great?
It's going to be great. It's going to be great. I'm going to start bright and early. Be here all day with 10 of NuPath's leadership, and it's going to be a great day.
And it's going to look a little different tomorrow.
Yes, it is.
But a few more people.
A little bit.
Yeah. Where are we sitting? Do you know what table?
Probably front row.
Front row. All right.
Where are you
Thanks,
going?
Ted. Thanks for your service. Bye.
All right, there you go. There's a Kevin too.
Right? I mean, it happens every once in a while.
Hey everybody, we're over at the help desk with the ADDP conference today, and we are being very helpful.
Very helpful here, very.
Thanks for having me.
about with the riders is hearing or seeing staff members rise to the occasion and start to show off their good work, and now having a feeling we're seeing what they're doing every day is their job, but now they're getting to like...
Hey, Waypoint Interactive crew. We have a Navigating Life booth at the ADDP Lead Conference.
Yep.
Why don't you tell us all about today?
Great. So we have an interactive display today to be able to showcase with the attendees what the app does and what the features are. So we've pre-populated a fake group here for ADDP Lead, so we could post some photos to showcase the types of posts that programs are able to share with the application. People are coming over. If they're interested in booking a demo, they're grabbing one of these cards. They're meeting our lovely engineer on the application, one of our developers, Dimitri, one of our implementation specialists, Emily, and myself, Veronica, Director of Strategic Partnerships. So lots of good stuff today.
Hey everybody, it's us. It's about 9 o'clock and we're here at the conference. You can hear all the buzz. There's a lot going on. You know, Brett?
Yep. Hi, everybody.
Are you looking forward to today?
I sure am. Can't wait. It's going to be a fun day. It's nice to get back to some kind of normal gatherings again. So
We're going to get inspired, baby! All right, stay tuned. Hey everybody, it's Dan. The reason I'm doing this video is because behind me, you may see a couple of notables attending this conference. Commissioner Jane Ryder is here today, and she's going to be doing some remarks this morning. And the Secretary of the Executive Office of Health and Human Services, big job, Marylou Sudders, is also here, and she's going to address the audience at 9 o'clock. So we're expecting, I think, it was over 300, maybe up closer to 500 people here today, and the room's buzzing. So we're excited. All of our people look great. They're here at a table, and yeah, we're excited. All right, guys, more later. Morning again. It's me. Behind me, you see our NuPath table. Look how smart they are. Yep. Bill Yes just arrived. So we've got our finance department represented here. We have HR. Of course, we have Brett. We've got Matt for clinical. And Bill's got a big, strong contingent here. That's important. This is going to be great for us to get some new ideas about how to inspire teams. And we're looking forward to it. It's going to be a good day. All right. Bye.
It has been so wonderful to hear the chatter, to see everybody hugging, saying, I haven't seen you in 2 years, and I'm giving you a big hug. Catching up with our colleagues, that's one of the favorites parts of LEAD, is getting that reconnection. So that's been really fabulous. I'm Kathee Jordan. I'm the CEO of Seven Hills Foundation, and I'm the chair of the ADDP board. So what have y'all been up to over the last couple of years?
As the people we serve and their staff have been impacted by COVID, as you figured out new health protocols, new service delivery models, and how to ensure your agency or program continue to remain financially viable. Thank you for the more than 2 really tough, challenging years and times. I have always found the human services community to be a resilient one. Challenges are often turned into opportunities for change. It's just the nature of our work. For decades, we have done more with less, done it differently, and done it better. As you know, this year's conference is dedicated to the theme of inspire, motivate, and encourage. We have a very exciting agenda today with 4 keynote speakers who we hope will do just that, inspire, motivate, and encourage you as leaders to embrace the next phase, the endemic phase of service.
All right, she's really the older one. No, actually, that's not true. I'm actually the older one. That actually is true. I am actually the older one. It is true for many years. Aside from that, we share July 22nd is our birthday. And we actually thought we were fraternal twins separated at birth, and then we finally to realize that I actually was a year older. It's a true honor to be with all of you this morning. I accept this award really on behalf of the governor, the extraordinary public servants I'm privileged to work with, and all of you. Because honestly, for the past 7.5 years, 7 years and however many months, not quite the 8-year mark yet, unless Ellen's trying to hurry me along to retirement. Because I feel like I've stood on all of your shoulders for the past 2 years. I've learned from you. I learned from the public servants I'm privileged to work with. And even when we could not be physically present with one another, I tried very hard to hear your concerns, your challenges, your hopes into the best public policies that I have been able to do for the past 7.5 years and the like. Supporting more than 40,000 individuals across the Commonwealth with intellectual and developmental disabilities and their families. As the pandemic has demonstrated, we have worked hand in hand for more than 70 years. And we will continue the work until we walk out the door in January with a smooth handoff to the incoming administration. You have my complete commitment that the hard work that we have done together will not be lost in the transition to the next administration. I appreciate the anticipatory anxiety because that comes with change, but also what comes with change is opportunity to take what we've done together and move it to the next level. To, you know, whatever mistakes I've done, you'll fix with the next administration, I'm sure. But we have established a strong platform of open door, of sitting at the table and having hard conversations. This is not easy. I mean, I've always said, if the work that we engaged in was easy, much smarter people than me would have figured this out a long time ago. But it requires all of us to sit together, to share our truth, our perspectives, civilly, and engage as we have done. And we will transmit that to this next administration, whoever that is, to ensure a smooth handoff, because that is the work that we have been honored to do together. And it is my commitment, having been in public service on and off pretty much my whole career. Thank you for saying it's more than 40 years.
Yes. What can we do to get more applicants? What else? What can we do to keep the staff that we have? How are we going to cover the holds that we have? How can we keep our staff longer?
How can we prevent burnout?
How can we prevent burnout? I love it. And now somewhere in the back of your mind, you're like, there's another level of questions. There's a level 3. But before we start brainstorming on these level 3 questions, and I do feel like they are incredibly powerful questions that, you know, can have incredible effects on the kinds of results that we get, I'd love to show you some of my favorite examples, some level 3 questions that I apply to basic problem solving that I think could apply to this situation that maybe aren't being asked in our organizations. What would it feel like to have at your fingertips a new set of questions that could potentially unlock very different results? And so they invited a Formula One pit crew to come into the hospital, observe their behavior. They spent time with the pit crew, and they outlined the similarities. The pit crew told them where the breakdowns were happening. Ways in which they, you know, nobody knew which communications they were supposed to do. People weren't assigned specific jobs. The pit crew knows nothing about operating on children, but they know how to make a good handoff. A seamless one, with no talking, in 2 seconds. And so even though a lot of the doctors in the hospital were very, very skeptical about inviting racers to come tell them how to do their jobs, the racers didn't do that. The Formula One team, they didn't fix the problem, they identified where the blind spots were. And once they implemented changes, they reduced the number of errors in the handoff by 66%. That is the power of figuring out things that we don't know about how we operate. And for me, blind spots exist in our relationships with our employees, in the services that we provide to our customers. And every time we find out about a blind spot, it feels like maybe an unpleasant surprise.
Hey guys, we're almost at the halfway point. We've had 2 of the plenary sessions so far. I really enjoyed this last one. She was really focusing on the questions we asked and how they illuminate or can guide us to different kinds of solutions. with the third level being kind of a higher level, but trying to seek new ways of understanding and thinking about our experiences. Anyway, a lot of stuff to absorb, but it's really great so far, and we're having a fun time. I'm having a great time. I'm running into a lot of old people I haven't seen for a long time. It's like old home week. We're going to do one more speaker, then we're going to have lunch. I'm going to introduce the afternoon speaker at 1, and that goes till, I think, around 2. We're a little bit behind. I'm giving you more detail than you need. I'll cut it off now here, but yeah, it's been a great day so far, so more later. Bye.
Direct support professionals will be helping people write meaningful goals for themselves, outcomes. Every business measures quality. Every business, manufacturing, banking, industries, healthcare. How do we measure quality? By helping people achieve their outcomes. When you deconstruct those outcomes, you will see direct support professionals doing their work. People don't achieve outcomes magically. And I believe people with disabilities will probably say, I'll pass on that 12-step task analysis, toothbrushing goal. I want friends. I want a job. I want to reconnect with my family. I want to live in my own home. That's what we need to aspire to do. Direct support professionals, one of the most important things that DSP can do is to help people understand friendship and relationship. What's the most important part of a friendship or a relationship? Reciprocity. Friendships and relationships. And the research shows that many people with disabilities are lonely. If you're a direct support professional, chances are you know everybody in that person's life. I've got lifelong friends, dozens and dozens of them. My own wife doesn't know half of them. In the future, we will not focus and take data on community outings. I hope not. We will focus on inclusion. And what is a nice definition of inclusion? It's not my definition, I think it's Beth Mount's. Inclusion is being missed when you're not. How many of you started your career as a direct support professional like me? My people. Were you prepared for your job on the first day? Hell no. You don't become a good direct support professional until you do it. Here's what we did, my people. We were caretakers. Our roles were caretakers, providing custodial care, reintegrating people with disabilities from institutional settings into community settings, providing companionship and coverage, primarily focused on health and safety issues. It was a dead-end job. It was a.
Have we had a great day or what? I just got to say a special thanks. Oh, I should say I'm Dan Harrison, President and CEO of NuPath. I also happen to be on the executive board of ADDP. I just think we owe a big thanks to everybody that planned, all the Bellin staff, and the conference and training committee. Can we give them a round of applause? They did a lot of work for doing. I know why they chose our next speaker for the slot right after lunch. So this is the time, you guys know, we start to feel a little drowsy, and you think, is there some reason we can get back to the office a little early? But after doing a little research on this speaker, I can see why they chose him for the plenary section right after lunch. We're not going to fall asleep this afternoon, guys, and Justin is truly inspirational. Justin Jones-Fosu, his bio is incredible. He lists full-time daddy, and then goes on to say who also happens to be a highly sought-after business speaker, and entrepreneur and meaningful work entrepreneur. He is the founder and CEO of, I don't have my glasses, I'm gonna put them on. I thought I could do this, but I can't. And he deserves somebody with glasses that's reading this. He's the founder and CEO of Work Meaningful, where he speaks to companies, organizations, and associations around the globe on meaningful work and diversity inclusion.
Justin is passionate, I can tell you he's passionate, I've seen it, about helping organizations and individuals take ownership of their mindset, purpose, and performance to achieve amazing results. Justin and I have two important things in common. We both have perfect heads. And one of our favorite pearls of wisdom is if you're not making mistakes, you're not really trying. This guy is the real deal. Put your hands together. I give you Justin Jones-Fosu.
So greetings. My name is Justin Jones-Fosu. First of all, can we do a big round of applause for my introducer? A great job that he just did. So as you know, I have 3 names, Justin Jones-Fosu. I actually have 6. Justin, Peter, Kathee, Arabi, Jones-Fosu the first. And but I figured, I learned that you all don't have a lot of acronyms in your field. So I want to give you another one, that's JJF. For Justin Jones-Fosu. I know there's many other acronyms that you all utilize, from ADLs, CBDs, not CBDS, not to be confused with CBDs. I learned that. I was like, what, CBDs? What? Okay. Now, I am a Ghanaian American. I am dual citizen of both Ghana and United States. And I love part of my heritage, so that's why you see me rocking my blazers the way I do. I have 2 amazing kids, and I'm a proud papa of them. But the best part of my history is actually my kids, right? So this is my Princess Lydia. It's a younger picture of my princess. This is a more recent picture of my princess, who is 10 years old, and right now her claim to fame is she's getting ready to start her first business. She's really passionate about sustainability and helping kids to better recycle. And so she's going to relaunch it by her next birthday, which will be in October. I decided to dance again, and out came this little guy. This is a more recent picture of Prince Peter, and his full name is Justin Peter Kathee Arabi Jones-Fosu II. He told me before I dropped the ball, we had them with the nanny. He was like, Daddy, I'm going to name my son Justin Peter Kathee Arabi Jones-Fosu. He didn't get it right, but the third, right? I was like, okay, well, you get the name right first. All right, so why do I share this with you? Okay, right. So as a person who travels and is starting to pick back up 50 to 60 times a year, y'all, I dreaded the TSA. I hated the experience. I wake up like, oh, here we go again, right? Because this is what would happen. And I hated the experience. And then one day, I'm standing in line, doing the same normal, slow dance, and I noticed someone, this lady, who was doing something that you should never do in the TSA line. She was smiling. She was talking to the agents. And I wanted to go and tap her on the shoulder like, excuse me, ma'am, we don't do that here. This is TSA. But as I watched her, and I just noticed a ripple effect begin to happen, is that as she began to engage, other people began to smile around her. Not just the agents, but also fellow passengers. And I was so inspired that day that I said, I want to be like her. And so the very next trip, I showed up to the TSA line like this. Now, that got me a couple extra searches, but that's not the point of the story. A song or feel the vibrations of a song on the radio that you don't like, or a playlist, what do? Change it, you turn it on. But when you hear or feel the vibrations of one that you love, what do? You turn it up. You're like, let's shake it on, let's get it on. You turn it up. Now, let me illustrate illustrate that with a very important thing. Now, in the Ghanaian tradition, djembe drum, or the African drum, is a super important thing, right? It symbolizes different things, calling into weddings, ceremonies, royalty. And so I want to do a quick experience. And so we have a volunteer that was kind of voluntold. I know that doesn't happen in your industry. But can you all give a big round of applause for Gabe, who's going to come up and help us with this experience? All right, Gabe. So,
yes, sir.
All right. So, all right, Gabe, what I want you to do is, I first just, for about 5 to 10 seconds, I just want you to drum for us.
Wow.
Now, Gabe, I want you to drum like you're drumming for someone that you passionately love.
Ooh. That's my wife, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, okay. We know where Gabe is going after he's here. All right. Now, Gabe, I want you to drum like you're at the best party.
Wow.
Of your life.
Ooh, the best party of my life.
Now, y'all, what I love, first of all, Gabe was like practicing, I'm sure. I said, can y'all find me someone who can just play? They were like, yes, we'll find you someone. African brother from the Congo. He really is, by the way. So, now, what you notice, well, let me not tell you what you noticed. What did you notice? He changed, didn't he? See, but what stayed the same? The drum. The drum never changed. The only thing that changed is what you and I heard, and that was based upon the meaning that Gabe put into this drum. And that is the same power we have in our everyday lives and in our work and how we lead. And that's why I believe this quote to be so true. I found people, everybody's talking about meaningful work, and I gotta find work with meaning and all these different things. And I love this concept of meaningful work, and that's why I study it and research it. But I started noticing something, is that when people talked about meaningful work, they talked about it from an external perspective. And so I started asking a deeper question, and I came up with this mantra for myself that simply is this, that it's not about finding meaning in our work, it's all about bringing meaning to our work.
Hi, it's me, Dan. The end of a long but very successful conference day. The day was great. We just finished our last session with Jones-Fosu, talking about listening to your beat, expressing yourself, expressing appreciation, valuing the things in your life. I could go on and on. He was terrific. It was a super day. So special thanks to the people that came. And I hope you enjoyed this little montage of our day-to-day, gave you some insight into some of the stuff we're working on. Stay tuned. There's more to come. Bye. Well, that was just fantastic, wasn't it? I hope it was. I'm recording this before I've even recorded the content from the conference, but I have faith that we're going to get some stuff that's going to be really interesting and probably a very different glimpse to what some of us are doing behind the scenes on Wednesday, May 4th. So I hope you've enjoyed this different kind of NuPath Live, and looking forward to seeing you next week, where we were really going to be talking about NuPath, the state of NuPath, and the exciting plans for the watch parties. All right, everybody, we got this. See you next week. Bye, everyone.